when it comes back to me, like, how big I smile or how positive I talk, I have to. I've seen God show up in so many spaces, man. What? Stop playing. Things that could have went completely left, even though they feel like they going left, they didn't go completely left. You feel me? Like, I done seen bruh show up in so many different ways, man. And so it's just like, I think about that type of stuff. You feel me? I think about that type of stuff, man, because it's just like, listen, there's a song, nobody greater than you. Yeah, you. Nobody can heal like you can. Oh, oh, most holy one, you are the great I am. Awesome in all your ways, and mighty is your hand. Listen, I'm telling you, like, hold up, yo, I'm telling you, like, I have seen God do some incredible things, man. So it's like, shoot, I gotta show up. You know what I'm saying? Like, just on some joy type energy.
I can't take no loss. I don't even know what it costs. I hit the ground then it go off. Yeah, hit the ground then it go off. Yeah, run it. Ooh, I really feel it's my time. Think it's my year. Yeah. I really feel it's my time. Think it's my year.
Hey, yo. So one day recently, somebody said, "Now you always so positive. You always speaking life. Like, where does that come from?" And I was just like, honestly, speaking life gives me life. Like, anytime I get to pour into somebody, just walking by them saying, "What's up? Hey, you doing a good job. You know what I'm saying? We appreciate you showing up," whatever. Like, the impact that it has on somebody, and you don't even know what type of day they having. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you don't know what they going through, none of that. And so it's just like, to be able to share my light in that way, that gives me life. You feel what I'm saying? That feeds me. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I was literally just having my intentional time, and the verse of the day is I'm sorry, hello, that's you verse. That's you verse. So I was just having intentional time. I was just having my intentional time. And the verse of the day is, the tongue can bring death or life. Those who love to talk will reap the consequences. And that's Proverbs 18, verse 21. And so basically what it's saying is, your mouth produces fruit, right? And you decide what type of fruit you are going to produce, meaning, life or death, like healthy, bad. You feel what I'm saying? Like, good, sour. You hear me? So it's just like, I think it takes a little more time out of me, a little more energy out of me to, you know what I'm saying? Like, come from a negative space. You know what I'm saying? I know naturally we kind of like standoffish. We kind of like, whatever. But now for me, I enjoy, you know what I'm saying, just speaking life. You know what I'm saying? And I've had times where, and that's the thing too. I'm not saying every day is a perfect day for me. I'm not saying that at all. You know what I'm saying? You might catch me on a day where I'm having a moment. You feel what I'm saying? But it's like, how I show up in general, yeah, like, gotta speak life. You know what I'm saying? I have to do that. I was gonna say you have to do that. I have to do that. That's what feeds me. And because I know that there is so much power in the tongue, like, I know for me, my words are powerful. Like, my words literally have the power to either make somebody or break somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know that. You feel what I'm saying? I know that there's authority in my voice when I speak XYZ. And so I really choose every single day for real to, like, not go there with anybody for real. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, again, I'm not perfect. I have instances where, yo, you done got on the wrong side of me. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, yeah, for the most part, the way I show up, yo, I speak life. And it's like I have to, because that's a part of who I am. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, it's so crazy because it's like the word of the year at Transformation Church is fruit, right? And so for me, I just feel like when I look at my life as a whole, I have seen and I am seeing so much fruit. And it really is God 1000%. You know what I'm saying? But it's also like my daily choices in terms of like, what am I doing? You know what I'm saying? Am I speaking life or death? Because I feel like you hear that saying often that the power of life and death lies in your own tongue, right? But the second part of that is those who love to talk will reap the consequences. Consequences could be good or bad. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I feel like if you speak in life, you speaking positively, then you know you're gonna reap great fruit. You're gonna produce great fruit. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, yeah, I feel like if you speaking negative and you be, speaking ill against people, I don't feel like I don't feel like you're gonna have the best fruit. You feel me? Like it's gonna come from a rotten place. And I wanna speak on this. This is good. A lot of us will look around at other people and we'll feel like, man, God just blessing them. God just blessing them. Like, I'm just sitting here, like, he done forgot about me. I'm just sitting here watching everybody else eat, whatever. And it's just like, just because it look good don't mean that it's good. You feel what I'm saying? Just because it look like somebody getting blessed or being blessed, you don't know what's going on behind closed doors for real. And when I say closed doors, I'm not just talking about the physical closed doors. You feel what I'm saying? I'm talking about the inner closed doors. You feel me? What's going on up here? What's going on in here? Like the whole thing. You feel what I'm saying? So like, don't allow what other people are doing to dictate how you gonna show up, how you gonna respond. You feel what I'm saying? Start speaking life. Start really just showing up and it's going to brighten your day. You know what I'm saying? Like, I be walking out smiling and stuff when I know that I done made an impact in a short amount of time. You feel what I'm saying? Like, really, and it's just dope, man, because it's like, especially when I see people at work, like most people hate their job. You feel what I'm saying? Most people hate their job. And so, but there are some people who absolutely love their job, right? But it's like when I walk in, like I know I'm light, right? You feel what I'm saying? Like I consider myself a lighthouse. And so I feel like no matter where I go, God is with me. You feel what I'm saying? So God is with me. He is the light. So yeah, that joint just reflecting off of me. You feel what I'm saying? And so I always just try to make sure I brighten somebody's day. You feel what I'm saying? By just, quick words of encouragement or, what I'm saying, smile. Like I'll be smiling or something and like somebody walked up to me and was just like, seeing you smile made me smile and I don't even be smiling like that. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, nah, I appreciate the energy. And, I remember when I was at American Sesh, right? I was in there having a good time, just slick networking, you know what I'm saying, just vibing. And a guy had walked up to me, older gentleman, and he was like, where do you get all that joy from? And it's just like, I told him, I said, man, I done seen God do some things, man. Like, this was before, like, you know what I'm saying, like, just experiencing overflow, you feel me? But I just told him, like, I done seen God do some things. You feel me? So, yeah, you hear me? Like, I gotta smile because it's been too many situations where I've been down bad. You hear me? And although it felt like I didn't have everything that I wanted, I definitely had what I needed. You hear me? And it might not have been everything. Hey, I had what I was supposed to have. You hear me? Like, God sustains me. You feel me? So, yeah, I feel like God been too good to me and those around me not to speak life. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I done seen some situations. You feel me? Look, I'm finna take y'all down memory lane real quick and I'll leave y'all alone. So, a few years ago, me and my ex-wife had got into a really, really bad car accident that resulted in her having her leg amputated. And so when the accident happened, basically she was on the outside of the car. I was in the car. And so make a long story short, guy hit us, definitely hit her. Like the car spun. I didn't hit my head. Like I'm going through the motions, right? So by the time the car stopped spinning, I remember just laying on the steering wheel. Yeah, come on. I remember laying on the steering wheel. I was unconscious. And so literally, I started hearing a voice, and it made my eyes like pop open, like you know what I'm saying, like just up. And so I had got out the car, but it was slow because I was like, I didn't know what had happened. You feel what I'm saying? And I remember seeing my ex-wife laying on the ground, and you know, she was just screaming for me. So I rush over there, and immediately I see her leg, and I'm just like, oh my Lord. But I didn't panic. I didn't like let her know that, you know what I'm saying? Like it was like she couldn't move. Like she knew something happened, right? But she couldn't move. That's all she knows. She couldn't get up. And so literally, I started dialing 911. I called 911 3 times. This was the first day that I learned that 911 don't always pick up the phone. I didn't know that, right? And so she was just yelling out like, call my mom, call my dad, call my grandma. And I was just like, listen, I'm gonna call all of these people, but right now I need to call somebody that can get us some help. You feel what I'm saying? I need to call somebody that can show up right now. Her family lived in Florida. You feel what I'm saying? And we was in Georgia. So it was just like, I need to call somebody that can help us right now. And so I thought calling the police, those were the people that could help us right now. But they didn't show up. They didn't answer. After that moment, I did what I know how to do. And that's pray. Y'all, when I tell y'all I had got on my knees and I had grabbed her shoulders and I just prayed. I prayed. And it's like, as I'm having this moment, you know, I'm praying. And all of a sudden, I hear footsteps behind me. I look, when I tell you the community was coming up the hill, there was nobody in sight initially. You know what I'm saying? When I was calling the police, nobody in sight before I started praying. Man, and that's why one of my favorite sayings is like, prayer changes things. You hear me? Like when I prayed and I started praying, like God immediately responded. I'm talking about the people that came up the hill, they lived in the community. There was a nurse on site. Like everybody sprung into action. And y'all know we live in the type of world today where like people will pull out their phones, they record and all stuff like that. It wasn't none of that. Everybody pulled out their phone because everybody trying to call the police. Like they're thinking, hey, one of us are gonna get through. You feel what I'm saying? But in the meantime, between time, this is what we're gonna do. You feel what I'm saying? And I can't tell you enough how grateful I was. You feel me? Like I'm telling you, you hear me? Like so and so, you know, when it comes back to me, like, you know, how big I smile or how positive I talk, I have to. I've seen God show up in so many spaces, man. What? Stop playing. Things that could have went completely left, even though they feel like they going left, they didn't go completely left. You feel me? Like I done seen bro show up in so many different ways, man. And so it's just like I think about that type of stuff. You feel me? I think about that type of stuff, man, because it's just like, listen, There's a song, nobody greater than you. Yeah, you. Nobody can heal like you can. Oh, most holy one, you are the great I am. Awesome in all your ways, and mighty is your hand. Listen, I'm telling you, like, hold up. Yo, I'm telling you, like, I have seen God do some incredible things, man. So it's like, shoot, I gotta show up. You know what I'm saying? Like, just on some joy type energy. And I'm not saying I walk around all day with a smile on my face or even feeling, you know what I'm saying, energetic and stuff like that. But yeah, like I said, for the most part, yeah, this how I show up daily. You hear me? Like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? This me all day, and I love it. And so I remember one of the last time my brother came to my house, I had pulled up. You know how like when people pull up, they be bumping their music and stuff. And so I had pulled up bumping my music, and it was some gospel. Like I was turned up, like I was just bagging in, and he was just looking like, Naye. He said, "When did you get so spiritual?" I about fell out, man, because I was like, that's probably the best question I done heard all year. When did you get so spiritual? I said, man, listen, I took it back to an old school song. Some of y'all don't know this. It was like, I've seen some good days. I've seen some bad days. I've had some hills to climb. Yeah. But when I've turned around and think things over, all of my good days outweigh my bad days. I won't complain. Yeah. Yeah, that's an old school joint right there, man. But basically it's like, shoot, yeah. My good days definitely outweigh my bad days. So shoot, yeah, I done had some hills to climb, but hey, I made them up that jump. You hear? I done made it up that hill, so shoot. Yeah, when I look around and think things over, yeah, you hear me? Yeah, all of my good days outweigh my bad days, so shoot, I won't complain. You know what I'm saying? And so that's where really why I be at with it. Like, I ain't gonna complain. You hear me? So if you going through your situation or whatever it is, man, just take yourself out of it for the moment. And just think about previous times, you feel me, where you felt like you was at your lowest and you felt like you wasn't gonna make it out. Think about stuff like that and remember that you made it out. Because I was just having this conversation yesterday with my girlfriend. I was just like, one of the biggest lessons I've learned on my spiritual journey is that God doesn't change. Like, God, if he did it before, he'll do it again. Like, that's his DNA. You feel what I'm saying? So think about a moment where you felt like you was at your lowest or you was going through something and you didn't think you was going to come out of it. And guess what? You came out of it. Like, that's going to keep being the result every single time. God going to keep showing up. He going to keep, you feel what I'm saying? But I will say, God is not going to leave you, but he will make you sit depending on what you continue to choose to do. You hear me? Like, I want to put that clarity out there, because I feel like a lot of times we'll tell people, yeah, you know, God gonna show up. God gonna show up. Yeah, he is. He definitely gonna show up. But you might have to sit for a minute depending on the situation, because you ain't learned the lesson yet. You feel what I'm saying? You keep reverting back to the same thing or whatever. You feel me? So it might get down to the wire where it's like, Lord, I thought you was going to show up. And it's going to be like, yeah, I am going to show up, but I really need you to get this message, because I don't want us to have to keep coming back here. You know what I'm saying? There are other places and spaces that I need you to be able to show up in, and you can't until you get over this. You feel what I'm saying? You can't until you pass this part of it. So yeah, like, just know God is going to show up. He gonna do his big one per usual, but you still got to do the work too. You still got to make the choice. You still got to make the decision. You feel me? So, yeah, that's where I'm at with it. Ha! That's where I'm at with it. All of my good days outweigh my bad days. And shoot, I ain't going to complain. You hear me? So, yeah.